Farming PNG, we've looked at the importance of sustainability in the oil palm industry and how research and development can play a major role in finding new export markets. So we're supplying out of PNG the best seeds in the world.
This is what we believe and this is what we are marketing.
But in this episode, we will be concentrating on the direct correlation between producers
Entertaining. There's never a dull moment.
and consumers right here in Papua New Guinea. We're at the port of Lae, the commercial hub of Papua New Guinea, where tons of agricultural products are moved every year. Most of them are directed to the international market, but some actually remain here. In the course of this episode, we will be meeting with a number of entrepreneurs who are actively involved in linking the local producers to the markets. Not an easy task in Papua New Guinea, where the cost of doing business remains amongst the highest in the region, due in part to a decaying infrastructure and the limitations of a fragmented market, which often discourages entrepreneurship. But this is not the case with Michael Kingston, who has seen an opportunity in edible palm oil, where other people simply didn't.
Back in the 50s, 60s and 70s, there was much more farming in the Markham Valley and in this general region of the country. I can recall having a conversation with the manager of Ramu Beef, who was giving me statistics on the number of cattle that were run in the Markham Valley 40 years ago, for example, and it was 10 times at least higher than what it is today. Another example that springs to mind, there used to be a plantation farming coconut and copra called Singawa along the coast of the Huon Gulf. It's just to the north of Lae. And I remember going there as a kid, and it was an active plantation and people were employed, product was grown and produced for export. But all of that has fallen into decay now. For decades now, the country has been very much focused on extractive industries, and that's had the unfortunate but predictable side effect of crowding out other industries in the economy. And that it would include the agricultural sector, in my opinion.
Hey Steve, welcome. Let me show you around today and tell you what we do here and show you how we go from bulk palm oil through to finished product that we resell. All right, so this is the plastics factory. This is where we make most of the bottles and caps that will be filled with palm oil.
Okay.
Just here on our left, we've got one of our injection molders where we produce caps for our oil products.
These are the caps that go on the bottles.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so it's molded like this, and then we manually close the cap afterwards. So how many cartons per pallet?
12 cartons.
12 cartons. So there you go, 12 times 2,600 per shift.
So 26,000 caps in every 12-hour shift. Wow, that's a lot of caps.
It's a lot of caps, and that'll be per machine. So you can see here some of the bottles that have been manufactured and palletized,
Okay.
ready to go across the oil factory for filling. So we have a batch number, a production date, and everything related to, so that we have batch traceability. So we take these things, which are called preforms. Looks like a plastic test tube.
So you buy them like this?
We do. So it already has the neck formed. This section of the preform gets heated up in the machine, and then it gets blown into a bottle.
But where does all of this palm oil come from to fill these bottles? You might remember, huge ship full of refined oil from New Britain oil palm leaving the port, directed to the European market. But some of it actually stayed here in Papua New Guinea.
There used to be 4 or 5 local bottlers, and at one point in time we were the last people left who were bottling oil in Papua New Guinea. Everyone else had decided it was uncompetitive and they were moving it offshore. The trend is now reversed, partly due to the foreign currency issue, but partly also due to the increase in import tariffs. Roughly, our demand for standard olein is 100% sourced from PNG. For super olein, which is double fractionated, I get roughly 15% of my requirement from domestic sources. The other 50% is imported.
Yeah.
So in terms of volume, that's around about 800 tons domestically of super and 800...
That's over a year.
No, per month.
Per month.
Per month. 800 tons from overseas. In kina or dollar terms, I would be importing $1 million worth of palm oil a month, and I would far prefer to spend that in kina onshore.
Yeah.
To be honest, trying to get $1 million a month in the current foreign exchange market is challenging.
It's difficult, yes.